two rare weather occurrences are occurring this weekend on opposite ends of the country. While the Northeast braces for an unusually timed tropical storm, the Southwest is expecting a heat wave so intense it has state officials warning residents it could become deadly. For more, CBS News meteorologist Jeff Berardelli joins me. Hi, Jeff. So I understand that this tropical storm is already making history. What do we know about it so far?
So first of all, it is the earliest sixth named storm, so the earliest F storm by almost 2 weeks, which is incredible. And by the way, you probably can hear the rain battering my window here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan right now. It's really raining cats and dogs. So that is Fay making its way up the eastern seaboard. Has produced a lot of flooding along the Jersey Shore during the day today, and we're going to see a lot more rain where that came from. We're likely to pick up, I'd say, generally 2 to 4 inches. Some places will pick up as much as 5 to 6 inches of rain during the day today, and the worst of it's going to be right around New York City, Philadelphia, northward into the Hudson Valley. Winds right now are 60 miles an hour. Along the immediate coast, we're likely to see some wind gusts to about 60 miles an hour. There could be scattered power outages. So we'll see if indeed we see a lot of power outages, but it's a possibility. It's not going to get very strong because it'll be on shore this evening in New York City and then move up the Hudson Valley. So it's not going to be getting any stronger, which is some good news.
And then there's this heat wave expected this weekend as well. Are these two extreme weather experiences related at all? And do we know how severe and how hot it's going to be?
Yeah, no, they're not really related to each other than the fact that warm water fuels these tropical systems and warm air is fueling this heat wave. This is truly a historic heat wave for various reasons. First of all, the heat dome itself in the upper part of the atmosphere, that is going to break records in terms of how big of a mountain of warm air it is. I don't want to get into any more meteorological details. It'll bore everyone at home, but it will break records in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. And on the ground, it's going to break several daily heat records. Whether or not we see any all-time records, it's possible. But the biggest issue with this, Tanya, is it's going to last at least a week, in some places over 2 weeks. Most of July is going to be very, very hot. So you can see this heat dome across the southwest U.S. We're calling it a mega heat dome. And high temperatures tomorrow and into Sunday in the deep southwest. So Phoenix, Death Valley, Tucson, 115 to 120 degrees. Phoenix has only gotten to 123 times in their history. Yeah, and by the way, as we head into Sunday and Monday in the Plains states, especially lower plains, Texas, West Oklahoma, 105 to 110, and some of that could get to Kansas as we head into Tuesday, and then eventually that's headed for St. Louis, Indianapolis, Chicago towards the end of the upcoming week, and it will eventually get to us as well here on the East Coast. So this is going to be a very long-lasting heat wave. I think this is going to become a very big story because this is going to become dangerous. You know, when you have a couple of days of heat and then you have a break, you're okay. But if you extend the heat for 2 weeks, that's when you start really seeing some problems.
Yeah, Jeff, I just want to ask you, you said 120 degrees. Did I hear that correctly? I mean, at what point does that become unsustainable, for life? Like, how long can a human being be outside in 120-degree weather?
Not for very long, that's for sure. What makes it worse is humidity, and there's not much humidity in the Southwest. I know you always hear it's not the heat, it's the humidity. It's a dry heat. Well, 120 is still very hot and very dangerous, so be careful. Excessive heat warnings are out for the deep Southwest. And, to get an excessive heat warning in Phoenix is impressive, considering it's always hot there, right? They're going to end up with something like 12 or 13 days in a row with high temperatures above 110.
Wow. I hope that air conditioning is working across the entire state. All right. Well, Jeff Berardelli, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.